It's been a long 10 months, but men's lacrosse is back at Banko Field in Bethlehem. Today, it's the Lehigh Mountain Hawks playing host to the Villanova Wildcats on ESPN+. I'm Marco Sochi in the booth with you for this one. Wilson in cage. For Villanova, it'll be the fifth-year Justin Coppola, All Big East second-teamer last year. And for Lehigh, it'll be the junior Sean Dow, who is got some big shoes to fill after Mike Sisselberger graduated last year, and it's a face-off win right away for Coppola. He's winning them at a 54% clip here in the early going. So it'll be the Wildcats with the ball first. They'll build from the back. Ahern, the junior defender, getting his first start of the year today. Has not appeared in any games. There's a shot in transition from Zupicic, backed up by Villanova, and that is something you'll see from the Wildcats. They like to shoot in transition. Their poles will get involved in the offense. Their short stick middies will get involved in the offense. And I asked Mike Corrado about it yesterday. He says, we love doing that. Catches the other team off balance. Here's Mason Reale. Up top, Thomas McIntyre is familiar with Lehigh, the grad transfer from Patriot League rival Holy Cross, and there's a goal. Mason Reale opens up the scoring, and Villanova takes a 1-0 lead. Third goal of the season for Reale. A fifth year out of Westport, Connecticut. Gives the Wildcats an early lead. Back to the face-off again. Coppola won the first. Justin Coppola, he's just 5'5", 150, but he's so tough. Mike Corrado says that nobody wants to mess with him on the team. Zupicic, that shot is over the bar, off the bounce. It's backed up, though, by Villanova. Lucas Newton gives it off to Licata. That Licata, a guy who's played really well. Looking to fill in some big shoes. Mentioned the Wildcats lost their top three leading scorers from a year ago. Matt Campbell, the big one. There's a shot from the outside, and that one goes as well. Two quick goals. This one from the junior Tyler Bowes. His second of the year, and it's a great start for the Wildcats. Bowes, the junior out of Marblehead, Massachusetts. We'll mix in on that second line midfield for Villanova. They don't run a traditional first and second line. And great stick check from Dow. Violation called against Villanova. As Lehigh will take it off the face-off. First offensive possession for the Mountain Hawks today. They already find themselves down 2-0. Here is E.J. Vasile, sophomore from Maryland. Pass back to another Maryland guy in Quinn Armstrong, senior from Baltimore. He's got a powerful outside lefty shot. Grant Rodney. Here's Theodoropoulos getting his second straight start for the Mountain Hawks in the midfield. Armstrong has his stick checked away. It'll be Villanova ball as the ball got stuck in the stick. That was Reed Colwell, and you'll hear his name a lot. All Big East first-teamer last year, is one of the best defenders in the nation, was named the Tewaaraton watch list to start this year. Luke Williams. Williams, a short stick Mitty staying in there on the offensive end for Nova. That shot goes wide, courtesy of Dan Martin. It's backed up, though, by the Wildcats. Colin Mishner, the redshirt freshman there to back it up for the Wildcats. And officials discussing whether Pecora got a piece of that ball. And the shot clock is reset to 60. And they put it back to 48. So they're going to say the shot was wide. Pecora did not touch. Mishner restarts. Mike Corrado in his 18th year, the head coach of the Wildcats, really liking what he sees out of the redshirt freshman Colin Mishner. Thinks he could really have a breakout year as a big left-hander for the Wildcats, standing at 6'3". Thinks he has 50 goals in him here in this freshman season if he continues to improve at the rate he is. Lehigh will get the ball back after Villanova threw it over the midway line. Here's Kelly behind the cage. Andrew Kelly missed last game against Dartmouth, back in the starting lineup. A little bit of an injury, but no cause for concern for the Mountain Hawks. Here's Freddie Amato, senior out of Florida. Tyler Lehigh and Dakota Ironman, the second line midfield for the Mountain Hawks. Scott Cole with his first touch, charging down the alley, and he goes wide. It's backed up by Kelly. Scott Cole, mentioned it last year's Offensive Player of the Year in the Patriot League, was preseason Patriot League Player of the Year this year as well. Kelly. Nice feed. The shot goes wide from E.J. Vasile. Backed up by Lehigh and Cole, but only 14 on the shot clock for the Mountain Hawks. Ten to shoot now. Here is number 10. Scott Cole loses the ball. And a push called against Villanova, and that's going to bail Lehigh out. The shot clock was all the way down to 3. It gets reset. Poor timing on the foul there from the Wildcats. Amato, top of the left alley, charging towards the middle. Leaves it off for Ironman and tried to shoot it before he had it. Turnover there from Lehigh as Ironman had a good look. That slide coming late from the Villanova defense. Instead, it'll be Villanova ball. Stevie Jones gets us back underway. Here's Anthony Wilson. Ahern. Nice little one-handed snag there by Sam Parkinson.
Behind the net, Maddie. There you go.
Here's Licata at X. McIntyre now. Back up for Licata. McIntyre had a career-high 6 goals against Lehigh last year as a member of the Crusaders. Holy Cross transfer. And Villanova risking another turnover, and they do turn it over as that ball got across the midfield line. Kelly. Here's Matthias. Kellen Matthias, the junior for Lehigh, a short stick that Will Scudder thinks can be an all-league player this year. They love what Kellen Matthias does for them at the short stick defensive midi position. Here's Rodney. Another explosive talent, a sophomore out of Colorado Springs, ran on the second line last year as a first year for Lehigh. And a crowded midfield that had the likes of Matt Marker and John Sidorsky in it. So Rodney with plenty of talent. Armstrong back behind for Cole. Cole fires. That one's wide. Backed up by Armstrong. 18 seconds on the timer for Lehigh here. Back behind for Kelly. The sophomore circles around. Kelly down low, save made by Anthony Wilson. And now Villanova looking for a transition opportunity. Newton gives to Licata. He'll slow things down as Villanova didn't get the look that they wanted here in transition. Luke Raymond. Bose on the far side. Here's Licata. Pass back for Tyler Bose. He's got one of the 2 Villanova goals so far in this one. Bose jumping shot comes off the frame. And the race to back it up is won by Lehigh. A diving backup by Luke McAuliffe. Give Lehigh back possession. Raul Ocho Terrena in at short stick now. You'll see him switch throughout the game between a pole and a short stick. He's a Swiss Army knife, according to head coach Will Scudder. Junior captain at it right here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Here's Amato, spins. Kelly. Tyler Lehigh. Junior out of Granger, Indiana, leaves it off for Cole. Amato now. Spins past his defender. Amato, shot deflected. Great check from behind by Stevie Jones. Was backed up by Lehigh, but Jones got beat by his spin, able to recover with a beautiful stick check. A 5th-year short stick for Villanova. Somebody's really impressed, Mike Corrado. 12 to shoot. Up top, Ironman. Shot deflected again. It's backed up by Lehigh. Only 7 to shoot as Kelly. Now it'll be Cole to get us back underway. 5 to shoot. Cole wrapping around. Cole fires! Scott Cole with a beauty for Lehigh. First of the game for the Mountain Hawks, and that'll take us to immediate timeout. 5:41 to go here in the first quarter. It's a 2-1 Villanova lead. Scott Cole means so much to this team on the field, but when I spoke to Will Scudder, he said he means more to this team off it than he does on it, which is hard to believe, as the foul called against Lehigh there on the face-off. We'll give it to Villanova. Just called Scott Cole a tremendous leader for this group. Sets the example for the entire team, and he's called it an honor to coach him here in his first year as the head man. Lehigh forcing a turnover there. Timmy Curlin scoops up the ground ball. That's kind of the book on the junior from Bethesda, Maryland. Curlin, great on the ground, and it's earned him minutes at long stick midi. Started the season at defense, but then they've shifted him around to long stick to get Richard Checo more on the defensive end to save his legs and keep him out there as much as possible. Although wouldn't be surprised to see that shift throughout this season, as Will Scudder has a very versatile group at the back that can kind of change positions as needed. Here's Kelly. Nice find. That shot goes wide. A.J. Vasile got a look at it. Backed up by Rodney, though. Grant Rodney circling behind the cage. Here's Cole. 15 to shoot. Cole drawing the double team over to Armstrong. He lets it rip Wilson there for the save for Villanova. The redshirt freshman read that one the entire way. And now look out for the Wildcats in transition. Williams. And we're going to get a delayed penalty as well as a flag flies. Still with Williams charging in. Leaves it off for Licata. Licata. Here's Reale. Scored the opener in this one. Mason Reale. Reale jumping shot. And he finds the twine. Second goal for Mason Reale, and it's a 3-1 Villanova lead.
3, 2, 1. Slow it down on the shot. And then
Check out this finish from Reale. The jumping shot, Pecora wasn't ready for it. And with just over 3 minutes to go here in the first, Villanova back up to a 2-goal lead.
31. Go 1. You can get back on the face-off.
So that goal will wipe out the delayed penalty as Dow looked to have a clean win, but a great stick check from Coppola allows Jones to come up with a loose ball. Here is Jones. Stevie Jones goes back behind for Lucas Newton. Licata now. Martin passes back for Raymond. Martin charging in towards Cage. Rolls behind, looking for an option. Goes up top for Bose. Bose. Raymond now. Under 20 to shoot for the Wildcats. There's a quick shot and a goal for Matt Licata. The senior puts Villanova up by 3. It's a 4-1 Wildcats lead. 9th goal of the season for Matt Licata.
Slow it down on the shot.
The senior from New Hampshire.
Stay on him.
Finding the top corner. He's coming off a career day. Had 3 goals and 4 assists against Colgate in a 15-9 win last Saturday. The assists and the points, both career highs for Licata, as Lehigh comes up with a face-off win there. Giovanni Procaccini takes the shot and scores. Came off the wing to get the face-off win and then buries it in the top corner. That's his 2nd goal of the year.
Actually, we're going to do the replay on this one. Yeah, stay on him, Maddie.
The junior out of Chestertown, Maryland.
Go 1. 2, you can get back on the face-off.
Scoring right off the face-off for Lehigh.
Ready, 2, tilt down a little bit. Ready, 2, go 2.
We go back to the face-off dot. It's been 4 of 6 for Justin Coppola.
Ready, 1.
Wings coming in to try and disrupt this one. It'll be Lehigh to take the face-off. Timmy Curlin with some great stick work, but then throws it away. It'll be Villanova ball. Curlin and Andrew Kelly couldn't connect there. Unforced error from the Mountain Hawks. And now Villanova will go to work on the offensive end. Lucas Kopecki bringing it up for the Wildcats. Reale slowing down the offense, waiting for Nick Lucchese to get on. Freshman has worked his way into that second line midfield, somebody that Mike Corrado and his staff really like. He's a hometown kid, freshman right out of Villanova, Pennsylvania. Licata looking to get those hands free. Back for Lucchese. Licata goes behind for McIntyre. 15 to shoot. Reale controls. Up top, Lucchese with a rip. And Nick Lucchese with an absolute laser to put Villanova up by 3.
3, 2, 1. Slow it down on the shot. Yeah, and Maddie, stay on blue number 7.
A firecracker from Lucchese. And it is a 5-2 Villanova lead with 10 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Matt Brock in to take the faceoff for Lehigh, and he wins it for the Mountain Hawks. His pass deflected by Zupicic. And that will do it for the first quarter. After one, Villanova with a 5-2 lead over Lehigh here in Bethlehem. The Wildcats scoring on an absolute laser from Nick Lucchese about 10 seconds before the end of the first quarter. They've got 4 different goal scorers. Mason Reale, the only one with multiple for Villanova. Dow winning the faceoff for Lehigh to start things off here in the second. Immediately harassed by Zupicic. Steven Zupicic, the grad transfer from Ohio State, somebody that Villanova is really excited about. He's 6th in the nation in cost turnovers per game here to start the year. Mike Corrado saying he's been outstanding and is going to catch some people by surprise in the Big East. Thinks he can be a breakout player on the defensive end. Here's Ironman drawing the double team. Vasile. Here's Kelly. Up top for Amato. Looking inside, Vasile goes wide. Backed up by Scott Cole. Cole using that pick from Amato. 15 to shoot. Gives it to Freddie Amato. His shot goes well wide. And the race to back it up is won by a diving Dakota Ironman. Only 11 on the shot clock, though, for Lehigh. Kelly. 5 to shoot. Kelly spins. Save made by Wilson in goal. Then a crease violation against Kelly. Will give the ball to Villanova. This Villanova defense has looked really good. Forced Lehigh very late into the shot clock several times so far in the early going of this game. And an offsides call against Villanova will give the ball right back to Lehigh. Wildcats have been turning it over at a high clip so far. Part of that due to the schedule they've faced. They've played 3 games, all 3 against ranked opponents. But just under 21 turnovers a game. We'll need to bring that down over the course of the season. Turned it over 5 times so far here today. Theodoropoulos, stick check from behind, loose ball. He is eventually picked up by Colwell. That was a great stick check. It looked like it came from Sam Parkinson, one of the short sticks. Now Villanova's headed the other way. Stevie Jones will slow things down for Nova. Here's Colin Mishner, a big redshirt freshman. He's been relatively quiet. And covered by Raul Ochotorena right now. You see him back with the pole. There's a shot and a goal. Tyler Bowes with his second. And it's a 6-2 Villanova lead. Blew right by Nick Torini. And Bowes tied his career high with 2 goals. He's got 3 on the season now. As it's been a great start for the Wildcats. Back to the face-off X, where it's actually been Lehigh who's taken the lead. Quietly, the Mountain Hawks, after a slow start, they've been very good as Brock commits a violation there. Both teams now 5 for 10 after Villanova gets the win on that face-off. Mishner behind the cage. Passes back for Licata. Here's Martin. Still with Dan Martin, the junior midi. Raymond. Bowes. Goes behind for Newton. Little shovel shot. He's saved by Pecora. Forces it behind the cage. They're going to say he didn't touch it, so shot clock will remain at 25. Loose ball behind the cage. It's going to be a turnover. And Lehigh will take over. We saw Zach Mesa, the freshman short stick for Lehigh, making a diving play to back up that ball, but it was considered a pass anyway, so it would have been Lehigh ball just the same. Pecora with a long launch into the empty net, and it goes just wide. It's backed up by the Mountain Hawks. Villanova using that 10-man ride, and Pecora went right for the cage. They're going to say it was a pass, so it'll be Villanova ball. Not sure about that decision from the referees. And now we're going to get a flag as a big hit from the Lehigh sideline. A little bit of chippiness as the referees get there quickly to break things up. Here's another look at it. It's going to be a 30-second penalty against Scott Cole. It should be. They're going to get Andrew Kelly for it.
Can you get tight on white 13? He's jogging to the bench. Ready, 2, go 2.
I think Lehigh might have gotten away with one there as they'll get to keep their best player on the field. Only a 30-second penalty. We'll see what Villanova can do on the man-up. Both teams struggling on the man-up so far this year. Wildcats just 1 for 11. Licata turns around. Save made by Pecora. Loose ball scooped up in the corner by Colin Mishner. Only 5 left on the penalty. And the penalty is released. Back to even strength. Mishner spins. Takes a hit from Fowler. Down low. Into the side netting as that shot was just off target from Luke Raymond. Lehigh looking to clear with Procaccini. Tosses it over to Amato. Now up top to Dakota Ironman. Tyler Leahy, a guy who didn't play at all last year. Another midfielder who was stuck behind that slog of veteran midfielders that the Mountain Hawks had last year. Very talented group. John Sidorsky, of course, one of them. A transfer now at Rutgers. Here's Amato. Hands free. Amato's shot goes wide. Backed up by Lehigh. So Leahy starting to get some playing time this year as a junior. Coach Scudder said that he's worked really hard to earn that spot on the second line as Cole finds the back of the net for the second time today. 2 goals for Scott Cole. And Lehigh cuts Villanova's lead down to 3. Cole able to find just enough room to get that shot off. Had 3 Villanova defenders around him, but he's got 2 today, up to 17 on the season. Another guy on the Tewaaraton watch list in this game. And Lehigh will win the faceoff here with Dow. Leaves it off for Cole. Mountain Hawks will slow things down on the offensive end. E.J. Vasile back for Andrew Kelly. The 2 sophomores who didn't see much action last year. Yet it was a very deep attacking unit for the Mountain Hawks. Christian Muley, the senior, now a grad transfer at Syracuse. And Justin Tiernan playing his grad year at Michigan. This goes to show the talent that this Mountain Hawk attack had last year. There's a shot and another goal. Aiden Decker on target from outside. 2 quick goals for Lehigh, and we've got a 2-goal game. 7:09 to play in the first half. Mountain Hawks within striking distance on ESPN+. Brock out there to take the face-off for Lehigh. Still Justin Capola for Villanova. And Capola wins that one for the Wildcats. Jones throws it back for Lucchese. Mishner goes behind for Licata. Reale circling back behind the cage. Reale with a nice little move to shake free. Reale jumping shot, save made by Pecora, the rebound, and he saves it again. 2 great saves from Nick Pecora, as now Matthias will look to clear. Here's Quinn Armstrong. Lehigh waiting to get their personnel on the field. Here's Rodney, top of the left alley. Grant Rodney knocked to the turf by Jones, but is able to keep the ball in his stick. Here's Armstrong now. Quinn Armstrong looking for Aiden Decker, but the seniors couldn't connect. That'll be a turnover.
Maddie, I'll let you follow him for a bit. Ready?
Here's Shoemaker.
Looks like you might pass. Ready? One. Go one.
Passes back to Wilson. Bose gets it across midfield. Here's Williams. Back for Bose.
Behind the net, Ian. There you go.
Licata. Here's Mishner. Short stick on him. Tried to turn the corner, but Pecora was there for Lehigh. Mesa finds McAuliffe as Lehigh's working for the clear. McAuliffe looking for Amato. It's a bad pass from the sophomore. And Villanova will take over. Lehigh will take a timeout first. As an assistant, this, of course, is first as head coach. It's mainly 5 guys that Lehigh relies on the defensive end. Timmy Curlin, Colin Fowler, Richard Checo, Luke McAuliffe, Raul Ocho Terrena. Back underway, the Wildcats on the offensive end looking to push this lead back up to 3. Reale. He's got 2 goals for Villanova. McIntyre up top. Reale hands free. And it's a hat trick for Mason Reale.
Got the replay on that? Yep. 3, 2, 1. Number 29, Mason Reale. Number 66, Thomas McIntyre.
Reale ties his career high with 3 goals here in the first half as Villanova goes back up by 3.
Ready? 1. Go 1. Maddie, you can get on the face-off. Just be tight. Ready? 2. Go 2. Start pulling out once they start it.
And a face-off violation committed by Sean Dow will give Villanova the ball off the face-off. Jones restarts for the Wildcats. Mishner back to Jones. Here's Luke Raymond as the offensive middies come onto the field for the Wildcats. Will Wheeler, the senior, into the game now in midfield for Villanova. Matt Licata back for Wheeler. Tyler Bose now. Bose with a shot, and Pecora makes the save off the short hop.
Staying on 1.
8th save of the game already for Nick Pecora. As Lehigh clears with Freddie Amato. Vasile gives to Andrew Kelly. Amato top of the left alley. Amato down low. Pass intercepted. Trip Robinson with the quick hands to get the interception for Villanova. Now loose ball on the other end, and Richard Checo. Great stick skills from the sophomore to pick up that ground ball. He's got one of the best sticks in the country. Ironman spins past one check, but then Robinson comes up with another forced turnover for Villanova. Reale sitting on 3 goals already. Final minute and a half here of the first half. Reale up top. Bose charging in down low. Shot blocked by Procaccini. And then Checo will shovel it right to his goalkeeper, Pecora. Procaccini now working to clear. Lehigh trying to pull one back before the end of the half. Armstrong controls it midfield. Lehigh can hold for the final shot of the first half if they'd like. Armstrong just jogging around to waste some time. Stevie Jones shadowing him closely. Armstrong gets going downhill. Leaves it off. There's a shot. It's saved by Wilson. Vasile working towards the middle of the field. Blocked. Rebound. Another save from Wilson. Villanova looking to make something happen in the final seconds. There's a rip at the end of the half, and it's well wide of the mark. That will take us to the end of the first half. At the break, it's Villanova who leads by 3, 7-4. The Wildcats in front here in Bethlehem. Replacing Mike Sisselberger, who graduated and went straight away to the PLL and won a championship with the Archers. He was one of the best face-off men in the history of Division I men's lacrosse, so not easy to fill those shoes as Villanova comes away with a face-off win, but then turns it over. And that is part and parcel of Villanova's aggressive transition play. Those things can happen when you get aggressive in transition. Zupicic just throwing it a little too high for his intended target. Here's Quinn Armstrong. Lehigh down by 3 to start this second half. Rodney, top of the left alley. Here's Armstrong now. Andrew Kelly. Still with Kelly. Curling around from behind the cage. Kelly looking up top for Rodney. The two can't connect, and that ball is going to go over the midfield line. It'll be a turnover. Villanova will take over. That's the 10th Lehigh turnover. Mountain Hawks struggling to keep possession of the ball in this one. They average 17 turnovers a game so far on the season. Licata. Nice little swim move behind the cage. Reale. Reale finds Mishner. His shot is saved by Pecora. And Matthias comes away with the ground ball.
Good follows, guys.
Kelly. Back behind for Scott Cole. E.J. Vasile now. Ironman back for Amato. Amato with a rip. That one's saved by Wilson. And now Wilson has the ball knocked out of his stick. It'll be Lehigh ball. Great pressure from Vasile and Cole to force the turnover. Here is Scott Cole. Leaves it off for Vasile. Bouncer goes wide. Kelly there to back it up. Andrew Kelly. Tyler Lehigh now behind the cage. Lehigh with a shot. That one goes wide. And race to back it up, won by Lehigh. Amato. Up top looking for Ironman. Ball poked away by Robinson. And it'll be Lehigh ball as Licata couldn't save it from going out of bounds. Ironman driving in. Ironman with a great move, but eventually he's knocked down to the turf. Got rid of one defender, but couldn't get rid of the second. It was Jack Shoemaker shadowing him the whole way, and now Villanova's going the other way. Kopecky brings it onto the offensive end. He flips for Raymond. Villanova looking to extend its lead to 4. Licata. Great one-handed grab there by Dan Martin as Licata's pass was off target. Martin fires and scores.
Great follow, Maddie. Got the replay on that, actually? Back it up a little more.
Great finish from Dan Martin. And Villanova goes back up by 4. Martin's first of the day. Here's another look at it. And the junior from New Jersey. Tight angle with Procaccini all over him, but he's able to score. Top left corner for Dan Martin, his 4th of the year.
Ready, 1, go 1. Awesome.
It's Matt Brock at the face-off for Lehigh. Capola out there again for Villanova. And Brock had the face-off won, but Capola wouldn't give up. Eventually, Lehigh does come down with it. Here's Quinn Armstrong. Rodney. Here's Scott Cole. Lehigh looking for some of that second half magic that they had on Monday. Cole with a nice spin dodge. Back for Rodney. Armstrong now. Armstrong, hands free, just goes wide. That's a mistake for Villanova. Quinn Armstrong usually will make you pay if you give him that much room. Loves to fire from outside. Maybe eyes got too wide there. Nice stick check behind the cage, and that's what Reed Cowell will do to you. Lull you to sleep by giving you some room and then knock the ball right out of your stick. Parkinson. Jones. Licata now. Licata has been mostly held in check today by Luke McAuliffe. The sophomore has made a huge leap from last year to this year defensively. Will Scudder calls him the top cover guy that Lehigh has. It's been the Villanova middies who have really made Lehigh pay today, though. That pass is over the head of Reale. It'll go out for a turnover. Excuse me, that was Reale who was looking for Mishner, I believe. Here's Colin Fowler working to clear for Lehigh. Crossfield pass over to Richard Checo. Now it's Amato across midfield. Amato using his speed to get by his defender. Knocked to the ground, he loses the ball, and Kopecky right there to pick it up. Lucas Kopecky laid the hit on Amato, knocked him to the ground, and Just waited for that ball to squirt out. Williams. Here's Mishner. Delayed penalty on Lehigh. Here's Licata. Bose working towards the middle of the field. Bose with a hat trick. First career hat trick for Tyler Bose. And Villanova's got its largest lead of the game. The Wildcats up by 5.
2-1. Then slow it down on the shot. Yeah, Maddie, stay with him.
Licata to Bose. 7:44 to play here in the third quarter. It's a 5-goal Villanova lead. The Wildcats rolling here in Bethlehem. Villanova dominating Lehigh right now. 9-4 the score with 7:44 to play in the third quarter. The Wildcats scoring 2 goals to open up this second half and take their largest lead of the game so far. Lehigh needs to put a jolt into this game and get back on the score sheet if they want to stay in it and keep the Wildcats from running away with it. Brock and Coppola locked in a battle there at the face-off X. And it's the senior for Lehigh, Matt Brock, who comes away with a face-off win. Scott Cole throws it back for Quinn Armstrong. Decker. Here is Aiden Decker. Grant Rodney, top of the left alley. Rodney, swim move. Double teamed. Ball knocked out of his stick by Zupicic. Cole can't recover. Here's Zupicic in transition. Zupicic leaves it off for Mishner. He'll go behind the cage. Back up top. And a save made from Pecora. Luke Williams was looking to go down low for the goal. Armstrong throws it up ahead, looking for Ironman. It gets by him, and it goes right into the stick of Colwell. Mishner leaves it off for Williams. Villanova forcing another Lehigh turnover. 16th Lehigh turnover today. Licata trying to dance his way around the crease, takes a big hit, and it's going to be a crease violation. So it'll be Lehigh ball. Procaccini.
Can you get tight on White 66? He just fell down.
He got knocked out of bounds. So it'll be Villanova ball. Trying to get it off before crossing that white line, but did not get it off, says the official here on the near side. So Villanova right back with it. Lucchese, the freshman. Reale had the first half hat trick. Up top for McIntyre. The Holy Cross transfer has been relatively quiet today. Leaves it off for Mishner. Reale. Back for Mishner. He fires, shot deflected. I'm going to reset the shot clock. Not sure if it caught the crossbar or if They caught Pecora's stick. Newton back behind for Lucchese. Lucchese swim move. Goes down low. Save made by Pecora. It was a great move from Lucchese, an even better save from Nick Pecora. Matthias passes upfield for Vasile. Quinn Armstrong holds at the top of the left alley. Armstrong for Amato. Amato with a rip. Save made by Wilson. 9th save for the redshirt freshman. Mishner coming the other way. Here's Licata. Licata goes down low. And Matt Licata has his second of the day. Villanova up by 6. Villanova loves to run in transition, and they get a transition goal with their senior attackman, Matt Licata. Colin Mishner will pick up the assist. Licata now up to 10 on the season, and Villanova up to 10 in the game. Face-off win for Brock and Lehigh. Tried to throw it back, and instead it's going to end up with the Wildcats. And Lehigh will force a turnover. Is Raul Ocho Terrena knocked Jake Melchione out of bounds. The freshman for the Wildcats going to get rid of the ball before crossing over the sideline. Rodney, top of the left alley. Rodney with a shot. Save made by Wilson. 10th save for Wilson. 2 shy of his career high. Newton for Licata on the doorstep, fighting through traffic. His shot goes wide. It's backed up by Pecora. Lehigh will take over. This game is really picked up in tempo, moving end to end. A tempo that Villanova is a little more comfortable with than Lehigh. Ironman gets it across midfield. Still with Ironman. Shakes past his defender. Ironman. Left-handed shot, and Dakota Ironman puts it in. Ironman took that one coast to coast, showing off his athleticism. The last of many fakes there from Dakota Ironman before burying it past Wilson. And Lehigh has its first goal of the second half. 5th of the season for Dakota Ironman. When I asked Will Scudder about potential breakout candidates this season, he mentioned Dakota Ironman as one of them, alongside the 2 sophomores, Andrew Kelly and Grant Rodney. Said Ironman and Rodney have some big shoes to fill, with John Sidorsky and Matt Marker leaving, but he said that those guys, Rodney and Ironman, might even be more talented than Sidorsky or Marker. They just lack that experience, and he says as they get it, he fully expects them to be just as good, if not better, than that duo that led the Lehigh Middies last year. Mishner switches to his right. Shot goes wide. It's backed up by Licata. Under 2 minutes to play here in the third. Here's Martin. His shot wide. Licata there to back it up again. Licata curling around. Shot goes wide. Nobody there to back it up, though, so Pecora will jog to the end line, and Lehigh will restart with possession, looking to clear. Lehigh just 13 of 17 on their clears today. They'd been at 84% coming into this game. Almost lose it there, but Armstrong able to recover. Here's Vasile on the doorstep. Vasile, stick check from behind. Loose ball picked up by Armstrong, and he buries it from point-blank range. First of the day for Quinn Armstrong, and back-to-back goals for Lehigh, making a 4-goal game. Armstrong using those quick instincts to pounce on the loose ball and bury it past Wilson. Just over a minute to go in the third quarter. Lehigh has cut the Villanova lead to 4. Brock and Coppola going at it at the face-off dot. And a violation committed, a push against Lehigh, or against Villanova rather, will give Lehigh the ball. It's going to be the Mountain Hawks starting with Ironman here in this final minute of the third quarter. Rodney, hands free. Shot saved by Wilson. His 11th save of the game. Villanova now looking to put an end to the Lehigh momentum before we head to the fourth. Parkinson with a rip. Shot deflected out of play, backed up by Newton. $20 to play here in the third quarter. Mason Reale. Still with Reale. Looking to make something happen at the buzzer. Reale's shot is saved by Pecora, and that will take us to the fourth quarter. As we head to the fourth, it's a 4-goal game. Villanova leads 10-6 here on ESPN+. Little bit of a harder task here today against this Villanova team that, while they're 1-2, all 3 of their games have been against ranked opponents. Lost to number 15 Penn State to start the year, and lost to number 9 Yale. Got a win against number 20 Colgate, and that's why, despite the 1-2 record, Villanova receiving votes in both the coaches poll and the media poll. Kopecky just muscling his way through the Lehigh D. Gets it over to Mishner. That was a tremendous clear from the senior Lucas Kopecky. And now we're going to get a delayed penalty against Lehigh. Mishner. Mishner with a shot. And Colin Mishner opens up the fourth quarter with a goal for Villanova. First of the game for the big redshirt freshman. That'll wave off the flags. And Villanova's lead back up to 5. 10th of the season for Mishner, tied for the team lead now with Matt Licata. And Sean Dow will win the faceoff. That was Ryan Cunningham, the freshman, in there for Villanova on the faceoff, giving Justin Coppola a breather. Lehigh needing to make something happen on these offensive possessions here in the fourth quarter as they look to come back from a 5-goal deficit. Quinn Armstrong They would need a bit of an offensive explosion, have scored 2 goals in each of the first 3 quarters. They need at least 5 here. Decker, top of the right alley. Armstrong. Now Scott Cole. He's got 2 scores today. Armstrong goes low. It's wide. Backed up by the Mountain Hawks. We're going to get a stoppage in play as we've got a broken stick on the field. I think that might have been Sam Parkinson's as I saw him dash to the sideline and come away with a stick. Armstrong resets the offense from midfield. Armstrong headed downhill, looking on the doorstep. Vasile diving shot. What a finish from E.J. Vasile. It wasn't the best pass from Quinn Armstrong, but Vasile able to make the catch and contort his body to stay out of the crease. Fantastic finish from the sophomore. First of the day for E.J. Vasile. 5th of the season for the sophomore out at Lutherville, Maryland. Justin Coppola back in at the faceoff for Villanova. Dow pokes the ball loose, but Coppola is the first to it. Although an offsides call as Coppola crossed the line there. And although he gets called for the infraction there, that speed from Justin Coppola winning that faceoff is what sets him apart. Mike Corrado says he really hasn't seen anybody who is quicker to the ball off the faceoff than Justin Coppola. And that's what allows him to compete with guys who are a lot bigger than him. Lehigh back on the offensive end. Mountain Hawks in need of goals. Kelly's pass batted away. Zupicic again causing another turnover. Excuse me, that's Shoemaker. He leaves it off for Licata. The Poles have been excellent in this one for Villanova. Eleven caused turnovers by the Wildcats. Raymond wrapping around. Save made by Pecora. Loose ball in front of the crease. Checo picks it up and flips to Ocho Terrena. There's a big hit as John Schofield got lit up, and now we're going to have a delayed penalty against Villanova. Mesa across midfield for Lehigh. Here's Vasile. Now it's Quinn Armstrong. Leaves it off for Aiden Decker. Grant Rodney, top of the right alley. Still with Rodney. .30 seconds to shoot for Lehigh. Rain starting to come down a little harder. Pass back for Kelly. 20 to shoot now for the Mountain Hawks. Kelly draws the double team, looking for Vasile. Ball knocked to the turf. Loose ball in front of the crease. Batted out. Still loose. And it's picked up by Colwell, but we'll get whistles as that delayed penalty was still looming. And Lehigh will go on the man up for the first time today. This Villanova team really does not commit many penalties. This just the 5th time all year that they'll be on the man down. It's going to be a 30-second penalty against Dan Martin for a push. So Scott Cole will start with the ball straight away for the Mountain Hawks. Lehigh 0 for 12 on the man-up unit so far this year. They've really struggled to find the balance. There's a shot, save made by Wilson. Loose ball in the corner is tracked down by Shoemaker. And it was a great save from the redshirt freshman in Cage. As Villanova is able to kill off that Lehigh penalty.
Ready, two. Can you get a little tighter? Staying on one.
That save number 12 for Anthony Wilson, matching his career high. So Lehigh got a good look at it, but as has been the case throughout the day, Anthony Wilson was just up to the task in net for Villanova. McIntyre. Here's Reale. Licata now. Back for Reale. Now it's Newton. Newton. Behind for Reale. Here's Lucchese. Save made by Pecora. And Reale there to back it up for Villanova. Fresh shot clock for the Wildcats as they look to take more time off the clock and even extend their 4-goal lead. McIntyre. Lucchese with a swim move. Draws the double team. Loose ball. McAuliffe knocks a stick out of his way and scoops it up. Procaccini now with a full head of steam headed the other way. Leaves it off for Cole. Back for Ironman. Amato and Ironman can't connect, and it's another unforced error for Lehigh. Their 19th turnover of the game. And that's going to lead to a Lehigh timeout. We'll take one as well. 8:15 to go here in the 4th. Villanova hanging on to a 4-goal lead here in Bethlehem. 8:15 to play in this one. Villanova up by 4. It's an 11-7 Wildcats lead. Wildcats shooting there on the empty net. And they'll get the backup as well there. As Villanova restarts behind the cage with Matt Licata. Villanova looking for its 2nd straight win. And to get back to 500 at 2-2 on the year. After picking up a 15-9 win over another Patriot League school in Colgate last Saturday.
No, you're good. You're fine.
Here's a shot from the outside. Luke Raymond
Ready,
with a bullet right into the back of the cage. First of the day for Raymond. The junior now with 5 on the year, and it's a 5-goal Villanova lead with under 8 minutes to play.
Ready, one, go one. Two, you can get back on the face-off.
Capola can't scoop up the ball, and we're going to get a penalty as Capola took a huge hit there, and he's a little slow to get up.
Can you show me white 10?
That is not what you want to see if you're Villanova.
Go two.
Well, if you're anyone really. Justin Capola, special talent. at the face-off X.
And just stay on white 10.
You hope it's just that he got the wind knocked out of him. He was chasing down that loose ball off the face-off and took a huge hit. Good to see him back up to his feet.
Ready, one, go one.
And we'll see what the penalty is here as the officials discuss what the call will be.
Two, can you get tight on the officials talking at midfield? Ready, two, go two.
7.5 minutes to go, and Lehigh really can't afford to be giving up more goals.
Who's got the ball? I think it's ready, one, go one.
It's going to be a 1-minute non-releasable penalty assessed to Andrew Kelly
And just stay where you are.
for a body check. So Villanova
Patty, it's gonna
with a chance to
be blue 30. Pandy, you're right.
put this game on life support.
There you go. Ready, two, go two. Ready, one, go one.
Villanova 0 for 1 on the man up today. They're just 1 for 12 on the season. Mishner. Raymond up top for Martin. Bose. Mishner behind for Reale. Martin. Villanova looking for a clean look here on the man up. Raymond, he had the last goal for Villanova. Stung the net from the outside. Here's Martin. Bose. There's a shot from the outside, and the bouncer goes. Dan Martin. His time was expiring on the penalty.
Got the replay on that? 3, 2, 1.
That's the second of the day from Dan Martin. He's now up to 5 on the season.
Come out to 2.
And that'll put Villanova back up by 6 to match their largest lead of the game.
Ready, one, go one.
That'll be tough for Lehigh to come back from this deficit. Even tougher with Villanova winning that face-off. Ryan Cunningham, the freshman, taking it in, although he then turns it back over, so Lehigh will get possession in the end. Ironman leaves it off for Decker.
White 15.
Cole. Spin move. Back behind for Kelly. Ironman up top. Ironman inside. Rodney turns and fires, and that one didn't have much sting in it, as Anthony Wilson was able to deal with it easily. Up ahead to Parkinson. It's a career high 13 saves for Wilson now. Mishner. Behind for Licata. Still with Licata. McIntyre now. Up top for Will Wheeler, the senior from Washington State. Lobs crossfield for McIntyre. 15 to shoot for Villanova. Here's a big hit from Mesa. Mishner shakes free, and his pass is intercepted by who else but Richard Checo. Few read the passing lanes better than that guy. Armstrong headed the other way, and his bouncer goes in. Second for Quinn Armstrong. Just to try and give Lehigh some life as time is ticking down in this game. That's 2 for the senior Armstrong. He's now up to 5 on the year, and it's a 5-goal game with 4:21 remaining. And a violation committed there by Sean Dow, and that's really going to hurt Lehigh's already slim chances at a comeback. This is the Mountain Hawks' final test before the start of Patriot League play, so while they've struggled at times, this game especially turning the ball over. This is a big one for them. Is next Saturday they will start conference play here at home, taking on Navy, a 3:30 start against the Mids. Villanova, meanwhile, they'll be back in action on Tuesday at Drexel, a 5 p.m. start against the Dragons. And assuming they hold on here, they'll be looking for 3 in a row against Drexel. As Villanova will take a timeout. We'll keep it here. 3:32 remaining. Wildcats just looking to see this one out for their second straight win against a Patriot League opponent after taking down Colgate last weekend. But it's been a tough year, again, to take over with so much change, but he has high hopes for this team and for the future of this Lehigh program. Really likes a lot of the freshmen that they brought in and really loves the leadership of this Lehigh team. Says this is the first senior class since he's been at Lehigh, including his time as a player, that has not lost one player through the 4 years. Nobody's transferred out. Nobody's left the program as Lehigh commits a foul there. It was Nick Lucchese who's fouled. See who they get for it. It's going to be against Giovanni Procaccini. It's going to be a 30-second penalty against Procaccini. Mishner getting ready to restart. And we're waiting on the shot clock. Is right now it reads 80. Now it's gotten down to 60, and we should be ready to get back underway. And now we're waiting on the scoreboard operator to get the penalty time up to 30 seconds. It'll be a 30-second man-up opportunity here for Villanova. Now that last man-up opportunity for Villanova is going to be given as a goal, so they are 1 for 2. Dan Martin scored as the penalty was released. So an EMO goal for Villanova, their second of the year. Still waiting on the scoreboard operator. Mishner doesn't look like he's in any hurry. He and the Wildcats are looking to see out this second straight win. So we're back underway after the scoreboard gets everything all set. Third EMO for Villanova. 1 for 2 through the first 2 of the day. Wildcats just looking to see this game out. This is a Villanova team who is coming off a 10-5 season. They lost in the Big East semifinals to the number 9 team in the country, Denver, last year. Actually, really similar to Lehigh's story. They also went 10-5 last year, lost in the semis of the Patriot League to Army. Another ranked team is Mishner. Puts in his second. It's 2 for Colin Mishner on the day, as he takes back the team lead in goals, now with 11 on the season in 4 games. That pretty much the final nail of the coffin, as Villanova gets back to 500 after their 0-2 start. Mike Corrado not discouraged at all after that 0-2 start. Said that they played a really bad first half against Penn State that kind of put that one out of reach early, but went toe-to-toe with Yale in a really close game at Yale. Just lost that one to the Bulldogs. Again, Yale ranked 9th in the country at the time. They are still 9th in the coaches poll, have dropped lower in the media poll. And it was a 13-11 loss to Yale. They had tied that game up late before losing it in the final minutes. And then a 15-9 win over Colgate, who was ranked at number 20 in the media poll last weekend. So this is a Villanova team that, despite losing its top 3 scorers, could very well factor into the Big East this year. Although it is a talented Georgetown squad and really good Denver team as well. Marquette, a little bit of a dark horse. It's a good Big East between those 3 teams. And Villanova, Scott Cole looking for a hat trick, but a save made by Anthony Wilson. And Villanova will just hold here for the end of the ball game. Wildcats will look to build upon this as we get a penalty here, or no, a timeout.
All right, to follow. Remember, at the end of the game, Maddie, I'm going to want you to get on.
Back underway here for the final 25 seconds is Villanova. Looks to see this one out. Checo loses his stick, and the Wildcats will just pass it around as there's a delayed penalty. And we're going to get the whistle here. That'll stop play with 4 seconds to go. This is game 1 of 2 here today at Banko Field. Lehigh's women's team will be in action after this game. They'll take on Old Dominion. 2 p.m. start for that one. It's going to be a 30-second penalty on Richard Checo. So for Lehigh fans, again, 2 p.m. start, we'll have Lehigh's women taking on Old Dominion. I'll be on the call for that one as well. And that will do it. Villanova with an emphatic win over Lehigh. The Wildcats with back-to-back wins. It's a 14-8 final for Villanova. They are now 2-2 on the season. Lehigh will fall to 2-3. I'm Marco Sochi saying so long from the Ulrich Sports Complex, where the final score once again is Villanova 14, Lehigh 8.